So here's a completely new and fictitious class. And yeah, it is. This one, in our example, is graded on attendance, which we don't do here. So let's take a fictitious student here. We'll say Allison is in this class. She goes to class every day, so she has 100 points in attendance. In homework, she does okay, 90. Quizzes, has some difficulty. Tests, also some difficulty. As a review, if I want to average those four numbers, what do I do? Right. Add them up, divide by the number of data points. So divide by 4. When I do a weighted average, the general rule is I do the score times the weight as a decimal. Add that to the score times the weight as a decimal. And then I keep doing that. That gives me my final score. Yep. I'm going to add these all up. So normally when I calculate these by hand, I do them vertically. So if I were to work on Allison's grades, I do 100 times 0.1, which gives me 10 points. 90 times 0.4, which gives me 36 points. 70 times 0.3, which is 21. 60 times 0.2, which is 12. I'll slow down a bit here for you so you can come up with the writing. The biggest thing you want to be careful of when you're working through these is the difference between score and weight. When we do these problems with you, we tend to use percentages for both. We talk about the weight being the percentage of your grade or percentage of your score, and then the score is, you know, an 80% or a 90% or a 70%. Here?
Yeah.
Score times weight is decimal, plus score times weight is decimal, plus add them all up, that's your final score. So each of these components, the score is 100, the weight is 0.1, 10%. Score is 90, weight is 0.4, 40%, and so on. Then when I add these guys up, 6, 9, 1, 4, 6. So even though on the tests and quizzes, she only got a, looks like a D plus average, or D average, she still gets a C plus in the class because, well, teacher graded a lot on homework. Let's do one more of these straight ups, and then I'll give you some examples of flipping them around. You don't get this? Uh-oh. Well, let's try changing the numbers and see if we can make it work better for you. All right?
Okay.
Let's change the weights. Homework is now going to be weighted at 20%. Quizzes are going to be weighted at 50%. These are the weights. And tests are going to get weighted at 30%. And then what disappeared? Attendance. We're not going to grade on attendance anymore. No free points for showing up. This is closer to how we work. We've actually, quizzes and tests are flip-flopped from the way our class is set up. I'm going to use the same scores. So for Allison, that still has an, has a 90 in homework, 70 on quizzes, and 60 on tests. So I've got scores and weights. And again, part of why I wanted to review this is if I'm hearing from you guys that you're fuzzy, let's make sure we can square it up. Let me write this one out horizontally, see if that helps. take the score, so that's 90, times the weight, times 0.20, because that's 20% as a decimal, right? I'm going to add that to quiz score, 70, times 0.5, that's 50% as a decimal. Okay. Then her test score, which is not great. I mean, she's barely passing her tests. Times 0.3. That's 30%. And that's going to equal her final score. Now let's actually do the arithmetic. 90 times 0.2 is 18. 70 times 0.5 is 35. And 60 times 0.3 is also 18.
How's it 18?
How's what 18? This?
Yeah.
Take 90 times 0.2, you'll get 18. Remember, when you multiply by a decimal, you make the number smaller. You don't believe me? Check on the calculator. So that's 18. 18 is 36. Plus 35 puts me at 71.
Hey, you're right.
Going, which last part?
What I don't
I mean,
get is
how do you add those up? Okay, so how did I get to them? 90 times 0.2 is 18. 70 times 0.5 is 35. And 60 times 0.3 is 18.
I don't get how they both equal 18 of 90 more than 60.
Because I'm multiplying by a different decimal.
I know, so how they figure the same then?
Because they're different numbers. It's arithmetic. If you just do 60 times 0.3, so that's 0, 0, 18, 2 decimal places, 1, 2, 18. It just happens to work out that way. Same way that, 2 times 6 is 12 and 3 times 4 is 12.
Okay.
They're both 12. And so her grade actually drops in this example from a C+ to a C- just by changing the weights. And I think I probably mentioned this last time I covered this. One of the reasons that we're real particular about how we do our percentage breakdown for tests is that we want to be sure that your grade isn't dependent on what teacher you have. So that literally changing from my room to Mr. Cox's room to Miss Quinn's room could raise or lower your grade because we use different categories. That's what we used to. We now have a standard, which is 20% homework, 30% quizzes, 50% BAs. Everyone has to use that. And that's to guarantee that it's not just the teacher that decides what your grade is, it's you who decide what your grade is. Okay. What more can I say about these examples where I give you a weight and a score?
That's what you need to do?
That's it.
Okay.